Alright everyone, this is Money Flip from watchhimtrade.com, the weekly webinar. So first I'm going to start with SPY. SPY got over the 200 level on Friday. One thing I want you to notice is right here you have a gap. Alright, let me so as you can see, SPY almost touched well, it actually got into its gap fill area. Okay, so it just touched it. Okay, you can see that right there. Now what I'm wondering is SPY going to go ahead and run some more up into this area? Okay, because we've been on a nice tear. Okay, so that's basically what I'm watching. So with SPY, I'm wondering if it can fill the gap, and I do think it may push one more time before it decides to cool off. One second. Just knock the chart out. One second, guys. Okay, this is the workspace that I wanted up. I'm sorry I had the wrong one up. So as I was saying, I want to see SPY fill this gap, but right here we have SPY about to touch into the 200-day moving average. Alright, that's a key level. Alright, also if you look down at the bottom of the screen, the short-term MACD is about to curl down. So SPY has been on a really nice run since coming off the bottom down there around 180. That's 20 points on SPY, so that's really nice. But looks like I'm thinking it may run into a little bit of resistance, but we will only know from the market tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the other tickers. Let's take a peek at the ES on a daily. Okay, ES, same thing. Actually, I need to remove that fib line because it's not valid anymore. Okay, once again, same thing with ES. It's coming up here, about to hit that 200-day moving average as well. Alright, so these are the only things. I'm not being a bear, it's just I'm looking at what's above head, and you know, it could be time to pull back a bit. Look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the one that has me a little bit worried because it's been underperforming the other indices. So right here you got these doji candles for the NASDAQ, and what worries me is if it falls under this level right here, say basically the 4,300, really I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say 4,290. Fall up under the 4,290, and this thing could give way and come on down. Also, the MACD is curling back down as well, so this has me in wait and see mode. Got some overhead resistance with the 200-day as well, but like I said, this has me in wait and see mode to see which way we go. So right now it's just watch tomorrow, see how the market reacts, but I'm a little weary about getting long way up here. Okay. With that said, let's go ahead and go right on into Netflix. Netflix, as you can see, I drew this channel line right here, this rising channel line. Once again, 200-day right up above it. It did close above its 49 EMA. It is still strong to me, but I'm really watching this one. I like it long, actually, so I would love to see a small pullback in Netflix. It's a little bit overextended, but it's been real nice. I'm going to watch this one for a break of Friday's high. So Friday's high was 102.22. If Netflix gets on over that, I'm going to at least watch it to run on up to about 105.23, which is the 200-day moving average. It's the next piece of resistance that it might hit. So get over 102.22 and watch this thing to see if it can push on up to 105, which would make a nice scalp trade. Next is Facebook. Facebook to me has that same little rising channel like Netflix, but Facebook looks like it wants to pull down, and I feel like out of Facebook, Amazon, and Google, if one of them starts to go, the others are going to go with it. That's just my hypothesis from watching them as well. Facebook, the MACD has already hooked down, so if you get a red day tomorrow, I think Facebook breaks down through this little channel right here, and chart patterns trump everything. Okay, I mean, I do like the MACD and the TTM squeeze and whatever other indicators myself may use or someone else, but the chart patterns trump everything. And right now, it looks like with just a little bit of downside, this one could break out of that pattern. So that's Facebook. The next one is Walmart. I like Walmart. I'm looking at it for a little bit of consolidation here. Okay, as you can see with this last little run from here to here, it pulled back a little bit. It actually broke down and touched that, got a nice wick touching almost that 618 retracement, but it's held that 66 level pretty much, closed at 66.78 on Friday. So up, pull, consolidate, and she may be ready to go again. I am watching my indicators on this one as well, but for me it's still a buy even if it pulls back to this 49 EMA area right here. So especially with a little help of the market, but Walmart has been known to do its own thing somewhat. So keep that one on your watch. I'm long. I like Walmart long, but if it pulls back, hey, I'm a swing trader, so I'm not that big on scalping. Options I do scalp a little bit, but I'm more so a swing trader when it comes to the options. Next is CTRP. This one is a good short candidate. Reason being is, see the ATR trailing stop right here? It can't get over it. Can't get over the 49 EMA. Consolidated right through here between the 49, the ATR, and the 200 day. And now it fell under the 200 on Thursday, kind of had an inside day on Friday, still under the 200. Got earnings coming up on the 16th. MACD already pushing down, crossing through a zero line. If the market goes red, I really like this one to come on down. This is also the watch this one with price line as well. Okay, but that's CTRP. I like that one on the short side. Next is Caterpillar. Caterpillar's been on a tear. Okay, banging its head on the 200 day, which is the red line right here. Okay, been on a very nice run. Overextended on the MACD, so I'm going to watch what the market does. A lot of stuff what I watch, I have to watch it with the market, because if the market continues to push, Caterpillar may still push more, but if the market decides to crack to the downside, Caterpillar is going to come with it. With that said, a lot of the buying volume, I've repeated this over and over in the videos, a lot of the buying volume, and this was produced by Bloomberg, is that 20% of the buying volume has been stock buybacks. Well, guess what? You can't buy back stock within 5 weeks of your earnings. So when the next earnings season starts, a lot of these stock buybacks are going to stop, and you're going to see some of these stocks start to come on back down to earth because they won't be able to be propped up anymore. So watch for a pullback on Caterpillar. Okay, could be a good short swing for a few days. I wouldn't do it too long, but the trend has. Well, I want to see it get up into the 75 range and get over this 200 before I say the trend has reversed. Right now, just like back here, banged its head on the 200. So let's see what it's going to do. All right. So that's Caterpillar. CMG is the next one. CMG is in a rising channel. It's been hit with some upgrades, so that's what kept propping it up. I mean, it's way down from It's 52s because of the E. coli and all that good stuff. I don't like this candle that it put in right here, but look what it did right here. It did the same thing with this candle, then ran, the next day. So that's CMG. Just watch it. Let me see. Yeah, it's still in that channel. So see if it pulls on up here a little bit and maybe pulls back down. CMG makes nice moves. It is a low floater, so it is a little hard to get those feels sometimes on CMG. So that's the only thing about it. Trying to do it for a scalp trade is a little bit difficult in my opinion, because you can't get feel and it can turn on a dime. So anyway, that's CMG. The next one is Baidu. Baidu, I'm watching to see if the 50% line holds. If it's under 175, I feel like it's in trouble. If over 180, I still like it long. So here's your deal, because I'm just reading my notes as I've already prepared these stocks. Right here's your 50% retracement. It's holding above the 50% and holding above the 200-day. I was bearish on it. I still am a little bit, but it's holding above the 200, and I gotta respect that. The MACD is curling back down, so it's just kind of sitting right here. So under 175, I feel like I'm going short on Baidu. Over 180, I still like Baidu long, but it's just a little bit of consolidation right here and had a huge gap up from earnings. It may not feel that gap, which Baidu is known to not do sometimes. But anyway, that's my take on Baidu. The next one is Whole Foods Market. Whole Foods is holding this support line. One second, guys. Okay, so Whole Foods is holding this retracement line right here. All right, we'll stand above it. That's also support, because you can see it right there. All right, as long as it's holding that, I still want to see this one push above that 200-day. But with that being said, over 33, I like Whole Foods to the long side. Under 31.80, I like Whole Foods for a short. Okay, over 33, under 31.80. That's Whole Foods. Man, I gotta write on a bigger piece of paper. Google, just like I was saying about Facebook. Facebook, Amazon, and Google, they all look the same to me. Okay, if one goes, I feel like the other two are gonna go with it. All right, MACD is curling down on this one a bit. This is actually the one I'm really looking at if the market decides it wants to pull back tomorrow. Okay, see how I couldn't get over that 50% retracement? Had a very nice candle there. Let me do something. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. So it couldn't get over that resistance at 745. Closed right at the 38% retracement, which is under the 49 EMA, and the MACD is starting to slope downward. So if the market falls out of bed or pulls, Google is like the main one I'm watching out of those three. I just think I'm gonna get the best bang for my buck on that one if it decides to pull. Okay, so that is Google. Like I said, if anybody has a question, just type it in the chat. My computer is being resource heavy right now with the broadcast software, so I know it stutters a bit, and I'm trying not to move the mouse as I talk. But anyway, if you have a question, just type it in the chat, and I'll do what I can to answer. So anyway, that's Google. Next, so I like to find some charts off the beaten path. HXL. HXL. This one got over. This is one that I use on an ATR trailing stop crossover. It can be up or down. This has seemed to work pretty good for me so far as from a swing perspective. It also works damn good during day trading as well. But anyway, when you see the ATR do this line right here, that's a cross. Okay, it kind of confused me when I first started using it until I did my research. But I was like, but anyway, that's a cross. MACD pushing up, got over resistance right there, crossed over the ATR trailing stop. So I got my 3 reasons. I use that kind of rule as the 3 reasons why I'm going to make a trade on something. But I really like this one. You know, I like this one to the long side. So if the market continues to push, I like HXL to keep on running. All right. Next is BP. Oil is kind of messing folks up because, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago oil was under 30, and now oil is what? Yeah, it's back over 36. I'm waiting for us to get over to 38, and then we might knock on the door at 40. Anyway, this is another one, ATR trailing stop cross. All right, so it doesn't move that much. This is BP. You got to watch it with oil, okay? But I actually like BP to keep on pushing along with the price of oil. The other one that I always play is Exxon. Exxon to me has a little bit smoother chart. It's actually a little bit better than BP. BP just showed up on the scan for the ATR cross. Oil keep on pushing. Watch. Yeah, hell yeah. Watch Exxon to get over that 83 level. Exxon gets over the 83 level, it might make a run for a couple of days. It doesn't swing as wild with oil as some of the other ones does, because Exxon is considered one of the strongest, if not the strongest oil stock out there. So that's Exxon. Watch it to get over that 83 level. I still like this one long. Next time I watch, guys, I've been harping on something for a minute. It's the lumber stocks. Damn. So this is Weyerhaeuser, and I'll show you IP as well, International Paper. Both of those were International Paper had some heavy call volume, unusual options activity, which I'll get to here in a minute. Weyerhaeuser has been great off the bottom. I'm a little bit partial to lumber just because I grew up in the logging industry, something you probably didn't know. But anyway, Weyerhaeuser was right up the street from my house. International Paper as well, but a little bit different direction. So Weyerhaeuser has been really pushing. Let me do something here. I'll go back and do it one more time. So on the retracements, it actually closed over the 50%. That might not be exact, but it looks like it closed over that 50%. So I actually want to see it push a little bit more. But the only problem is, like a lot of other stocks, the damn thing is overextended. And the MACD is just way high overbought. Looks like it's already hooked back down. So I still like it, but it may need to cool off a bit. So that's Weyerhaeuser. Now I'm going to show you something on the commodity side. So this is the lumber futures. Okay. On the lumber futures, as you can see, it's pushing. All right. Pushed on up here. And that's the lumber futures. So I've been watching that one. I don't play the lumber futures. I just watch it because of Weyerhaeuser and International Paper. International Paper had heavy call volume on Thursday, April 39 calls. Okay, somebody took out 10,000 of those at 83 on offer. So I've been really working on watching the unusual options activity when people come in and make those big bets on the stocks with the options. So anyway, that's IP. I actually like this one to try to push a little bit higher as well. It's starting to get in that overbought territory for me, But if it gives a nice little pullback, let it work off that oversold, as I like to say. But it's not hooking down right now, so this one could still keep on moving. But once again, that was the April 39 calls. 10K bought at 83 on offer on Thursday. Just a handful of more tickers. CBS. CBS, I like this one for a pullback. I got some old film work on here. I've been watching it for a while. CBS, right there, pretty much at resistance. Got a doji candle. I like CBS. I hope it does pull back. Maybe pull back to the 200 or somewhere in that area for me to get long. This is just a swing idea. But like I said, you got to watch the market. But I would like to see CBS pull back a little bit and then get long on that thing. So that's my take on CBS. The next one is WDAY, Workday. The thing I like about Workday, I'm looking at this one for a short because now it ran on earnings. Okay, so I'm not too bearish on the stock. The thing is, it's touching that 200-day, got a gravestone doji candle. MACD is hooked down, so it looks like it may want to work some of that oversold off. Let it pull back, and then I might just try to get this one long again. But usually after the earnings, it did pretty good, so I feel like this one may run a little bit more. So that's Workday. It's just a swing trade idea. HRL. HRL's been popping. Hormel Foods. If you look at that one over the last, since the summer, it's just been going up. Its low was 27. Hell, it's at it's up at 44 right now. So this thing is up 70%, 80%, something like that in less than a year. So Hormel Foods has been rocking. This is one that I'm also waiting for a pullback to get long. And when I say long on this one, this is long-term long. So that's Hormel Foods. I really like this one. Let it pull back a little bit. Maybe get on back down to around 42, close to 40 if we get like a real good market pull. But the short-term MACD is still pushing up. But you got a doji candle as well on Friday. So a little bit of indecision right there. Not a heavy mover. This is one that, if you got an IRA account or you got a long-term account, you just buy some of this and let it ride. Okay, so that's Hormel Foods. The last ticker that I'm going to really cover is CLX. It's actually Clorox. So Clorox, you got this. Let me change this. Yeah, you can see it better right there. This is a 78-minute chart, which just kind of evenly breaks down the hours of the trading day. So you're only going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those candles in a day, in a trading day. But anyway, you can see this pattern right here. The thing is that on the daily, it was oversold. So you got another doji style candle right here. I want to see this one push on up and get back to the long side. I'll take that one back to the daily. But anyway, the other thing is, though, it had an ATR cross. Had an ATR cross to the downside. So with that, I'm watching these levels right here to see if she breaks down. But it's oversold. So the other thing is that the squeeze right here has fired to the short side. So it looks more of like a short than it does a long. Just wait for it to break out of the pattern. That's on the hourly chart right there, so that's that on those. Just really quick, some stocks that came up on unusual options activity. And there's 4 or 5 of those. I'll just hit those real quick. Now, when I watch the options activity, I like to see the options activity go in favor or go along with the chart pattern. So this first one is CSAL, Communication Sales and Lease Incorporated. Anyway, this one had a lot of the April 22.5 calls bought on Friday, 2,000 at 25 cents on the offer. Hold on, sorry, let me take that back to a daily. As you can see, look what the stock's been doing. Okay, So I keep watching that activity. Evidently, this stock is young because the 200-day moving average is very, very short. So it looks like this must have been the most recent IPO or something. Another one that everybody was talking about is SDRL. This one I saw options activity on actually about Wednesday, and the options activity just kept going. So somebody knew what was going to happen with that stock, because look at your candle on Friday. Okay, it's a small, yeah, it was up 121% on Friday. Cedra or whatever the hell that name is, but like they say, the slop is starting to pop right now. Anyway, that was on Friday, so that was July 8th. Call activity for Thursday and Friday that this one had. Another one was POM. POM had the April 22.5 puts, 10,000 of them bought at $1.35 on the offer. The 22 puts bought on Thursday. The thing ripped on Friday. So when I see that, I'm a little iffy. There must have been some news that came out that caused it to pull like that. The funny thing is, if you look at the chart, you got the same thing back right here. Huge pull like that, and what did it do? It came right back on up. So I don't know if it's going to do that same thing again, but just keep that one on watch and see what it does. CHTR, which I already went over, had a lot of April 150 puts. So it looks like on that one, I don't know. I'd have to go dig into that one a lot more, but somebody's making a huge bet on that one, and it was not a spread. But I'll be watching this one. That was 5,000 of those bought at $1.70 on Friday. And other than that, I don't really have anything. Any questions from anybody? I'll show one thing. If you want to know one way to scan, because I've got another scanner that I actually paid just a little bit for, but this is how I scan for unusual options activity. Okay, you can go in here and set your parameters. It needs to have some open interest. You can play with that, and I always compare the volume against the open interest. Okay, so with this one, I'll just tap scan for you, and you can see it. So these are some that. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, that's the wrong scan. Alright, there you go. So this is the option scan, one of them that I use in Thinkorswim. Okay, so, and I'll probably do another video on this, but you can see where I have the open interest. The stock is over 20 bucks. Open interest, the maximum is 2,000. The volume has to have at least 2,000 volume of the options for me to even look at. Okay, but you can play with that on your own. Days to expiry 100, because I want stuff in the short term. All right, and the option minimum has to be at least 10 cents. So when I go through and I scan like that, you can see some of these tickers. See, this is where I got Hess from that I showed you. I can sort that by ticker name. Okay, so that's like Apple. You can see CAT up here. All right, so I'll show you something what I may be looking for. I sort by volume. All right, so look at his. This is why I say this is where I find some of this stuff. The open interest on this particular strike, the 42.50, is only 8.14. But here comes somebody. Well, I'm not gonna say somebody, but there was a lot of it bought and that exchanged hands. So it was 22,000 that exchanged hands. Now, if I go through, and this is just quick, and then I'll get off of here. but this is what I do to go find this stuff. So I'll go to Hess, and then I'll come down here to options, time, and sales, and here we go. So let me show you something. So remember I said the 4250 puts on Hess? So here's the 4250 puts on Hess. It was 7600. So somebody whacked at 10 o'clock in the morning 7600 4250 April puts, 7600 at $1.06. That's almost on the offer. Not on the offer, but right there, almost on the offer. So I look at that stuff to see if it like follows the chart. Okay, and if you look right here, see the calls, that total volume was 5200 versus 30,000 on the puts. Okay, but now, so that's one little piece. So let's just take this one for example, 7600 April 4250. Now I'm going to go back up here. Now you see why the scan is so tight. The April 4250 puts, look at this. See that right there? That is an unusual options activity, okay? Because if you look at all the other strikes, even with the volume, okay? So this is the volume. The volume, I'm looking for the volume to be a lot more than the actual open interest, okay? So look at that open interest of 814, but look at this volume. Look at the rest of them, okay? And that's what you're looking for. So somebody is really betting that by April, which is 40 days out, that this stock is going to come back down to 4250 or below. I need to do one other thing. Also, if you're looking at the options activity, you can see it right here, what it was. Okay, there's a spread there, some spreads down here. So let's see, you can see the quantity. Now I can sort this by quantity. Sorry. There we go. So here's somebody bought, yeah. So you can see this. When you see this in red like this, that means somebody sold them. Okay, so somebody could have hedged a little bit right there. But anyway, that's just a little touch on unusual options activity. So when you see me posting in the chat, I've got a scanner that does it, and then I got that. Well, I get some of it from the news feed, and then the rest of it I get right here when I go back and review, and I just look at certain tickers to see what's moving. So, any questions? If not, that's it for me. So far as me trading, I'm a little bit less on the option scalps. I'm sticking with my swinging and working a lot more on getting my futures trading down. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Anyway, guys, good luck. Happy trading. I'll see you in the chat, and this video will be up soon. Peace.